You know what time it is? It's TFNation time. Oh, hello, you feces-chucking bags of protoplasm. It is I, Salvesty1, coming at you for a new sensation, a TFNation video. We are 15 sleeps away till TFNation. 15, so just 2 weeks to go. I cannot fucking wait. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a review this week. I've just been so fucking busy. I've not had a chance to get a video out, except this one. So next week I should have, hopefully, some out. I'm just, getting stuff sorted and it's just been, I've had doctor's appointments and all kinds of fucking shit. So, so that's why there's no video out this week. So I do apologise. But there's this one to keep you entertained nonetheless. Anyway, let's go on. I have written notes down. Yes, they're just one-word notes, but still notes. A little bit more professionalism with the actual writing part instead of a little piece of paper, usually is the case. But the little piece of paper works just as well, doesn't it? Yeah, sorry about the light. It's just, I've been planning this all day and I realised it's fucking 9 o'clock and the fucking beautiful, lack of sunshine's gone. But anyway, I digress. So what are we going to be talking about first? It is, you obviously clicked on the video, do's and don'ts at TFNation. So there's a few do's and don'ts. Now I do this, for those of you who don't know, I do this every year. For those people who, this might be the first year, who knows? It could be the first year this year. So I tend to do do's and don'ts because I wish I had this when I went to the first time because, but you sort of learn things as you go. And it's an unofficial guide. So there's nothing to, you don't have to follow the rules at all. My rules anyway. Well, they're not rules. They're just do's and don'ts really. Yeah, so it's just little tips and tricks that make the experience a little better, So, first rule is we don't talk about Fight Club. No, that's something else, sorry. No, so the first thing is money. Make sure you've got some money, obviously. You look at things that you're going to need for the weekend. Obviously bring all that with you. I'll get onto the incidental bits as well. So when I mean money, what I mean is make sure that you've got enough for the weekend. So make sure you've got enough for your purchases, because I'll get onto the dealer's room a bit later, but make sure you've got plenty for your purchases. Food, make sure you've got plenty for food. I'll get onto food as well later as well. But make sure you've got enough for the hotel. Make sure you've got enough for emergencies. I tend to keep £100 back just for emergencies because you never know. You might need to buy another ticket. Something might get lost. Your phone may break or something. And phone chargers. I'll get onto that in a minute as well. But no, there are little things that you can do that just make sure that you've planned ahead. Always plan ahead. Always just... if you don't, at the end of the weekend, you want to get some bargains, by all means, spend it on the bargains. I'm not saying you don't have to spend that £100, but just make sure that you've got, just a little bit of a buffer, because you never know, do you? Also, as well, is I tend to take cash for the most part because the dealer's room, the internet in that hotel isn't great. So, if you're paying on card, that's fine. But I'd keep your card, like I say, keep your £100 in your bank and then go for food, pay on your card, all that sort of stuff. But, I tend to take cash to the dealer's room. Because it's easy to go, if they go, 200 quid, you just go, 200 quid, done, bought, sold, that's it, done. The transaction's finished, you don't have to, you know what I mean? It's done. They're not waiting for the internet. I paid on card a couple of years ago and it fucking took about 5 minutes for it to go through. And then I looked at my bank and I thought, it ain't gone through. So I had to go back to the dealer and ask him if it's gone through. And he went, oh yeah, but it hadn't come out on my bank yet. It hadn't reached my bank yet. So, so cash for the dealer's room, card for everything else. There you go. Makes it easier for you. Makes it so much easier for you. Also, there's usually a cash machine in the hotel. Will be empty when you get there. I'm just saying that now, because every time I've gone to it, empty. But there's a couple in the centre, the NEC, and there's a couple of the Resort World. So, you know, so yeah, so just make sure that you've got plenty of money, because like I say, we go out for food almost every night while we're there. Resort World is just other thing there, but I'll get onto food in a bit anyway. So that's money. Just make sure you've got plenty for the dealer's room, and make sure you've got plenty for food and your drink and money for the bar and all that kind of stuff, because the bar's going to be expensive. So what's next? Dealer's room. Yes. So from the monies to the toys. Yes. So basically, dealer's room. Now, the temptation is to walk in there and throw your money into the first dealer you see, grab £1,000 worth of stuff, and, you know, go out and you think, oh shit, spent all my money, you know, so it comes back to money. Now, there's nothing wrong with pre-ordering something with the dealer, you know, message them on Facebook or through their website, or email them and say, could you save me one of these? No problem, you go there first, get your thing, fine, no problem. But I like to play Monopoly first. I like to go around a couple of tables, because Toy-fu is usually a queue, so I have to wait till the queue dies down a touch before I get to Toy-fu. I get to Toy-fu. Toy-fu's got its own little section in the dealer's room, but I'll explain all that in a moment anyway. So, I mean, there's nothing worse than you go to the first table you see, you pick something up for 30 quid, and you think, fucking brilliant, I can't wait, fantastic, blah, blah, blah. And you go down to another, 2 tables down, you see the same figure, it's down to 15 or something. You'd be fucking pissed off, wouldn't you? You say, and then, you know, you think, oh fuck, I could have bought another figure. You know, it's happened. It happens to us all. You know, I mean, I'm not saying it won't happen, but generally though, the dealer's prices usually are about the same. So you're not. I mean, it varies on a couple of quid here and there, but I mean, generally, the dealers will probably have the same prices. Let's be honest. But there are exceptions, you know, and probably a little room for haggling, especially on Sunday. You know, you can probably knock a fiver off something like that on a Sunday. I mean, you know, it's worth a try. I mean, what's the worst they're going to say is no, you know. It's worth a go. So, yeah. So, dealer's room, yeah. It's just nice to have a wander around, see where's where, see which table are where. And yeah, there's some good, some real good dealers. If you'd like to say you've never been before, In Demand, brilliant. Kapow Toys are brilliant. Toys and Games are brilliant as well. In fact, they're all brilliant. They really are all brilliant. And they just have, it's the array of stuff they have, and it's everything from even Microchange and Diaclone up to what's out now, Age of Primes, right? So it's kind of everything in between that, and stuff you will never seen before as well. Sorry, I've got a shine underneath my nose there. It looks like but it's not. Yes. Yeah, and it's anything in between. Literally anything in between that. I mean, I've seen stuff that I've never seen before. I mean, I've seen it on pictures on the internet and that, but to actually pick it up and hold it and go, right, I'm having this, you know? It's just crazy. It really is crazy. But good crazy, you know? I mean, you just gotta patience in the dealer's room, because last year it was like a fucking battleground. It really was. Mental. So yeah, you've just gotta you just gotta play it by ear. You've gotta be, don't be pushing past people or anything like that. I generally let the Zerg Rush finish, because I usually when the dealer's room opens, I'm probably sat in a panel anyway, because the stuff I've got, I've either got it on pre-order, or Toy-fu will just have lots of them. I can just go pick one up later. So yeah, it's just kind of, you've just got to pick the time. I mean, if you want to queue up, that's your own business, but my advice is check out a couple of panels first, because I remember watching the RoboSen one, not last year, before, the one with Grimlock. Really good panel, So it's kind of pick your poison, basically. It's kind of, right, should I go straight in, or should I wait for an hour, or, so it's all that kind of stuff, really. I say pick your poison, because, I mean, you'll get in there, no problem, but it's better to go when there's no queue. You just walk straight in, But I mean, I love queuing at the best of times, so I don't generally queue. I mean, like I say, I've usually got, you know, things on pre-order, so I can just walk in and just to the dealers and just say, I ordered this on the internet, and they go, yeah, no problem, there's your money, cheers, thank you very much. So, you know, it's worth trying, you know, it's worth doing. I message, you know, the first, I mean, most of these dealers have Facebook groups anyway, so you just message them and say, oh, have you got this, and would you mind saving me it? No problem, usually. I can't say for sure that they will, but it's worth an ask, innit? It's worth an ask. So yeah, and another thing about Dealer's Room as well, I have seen it at other conventions, not necessarily at TFNation, but I've seen people go up to a table, go up to a dealer, have a look around, spend a good few minutes there, and then they've picked up something off the table, looked at it, and then put it back down again. And I've seen somebody grab it, pay for it, and then run away. You know, because sometimes you still in an area where you think, should I get it? Should I not? You know, let me have another look, and then you know, I mean, you know, if you see that happen, so you said put it down, you can always ask the person, are you buying that? They might go, no, I'm not. No, fine, no problem. But yeah, I have seen it at other conventions. People just put something down, get the wallet out of the bag or something, and then you know somebody's grabbed it and then paid for it and fucked off. You know. Don't do that. If that's you, please don't do that. That's not fair. It's not fun, you know. So, I mean, always like I say, there's nothing wrong with asking that person. Say, oh, are you done? Can I buy this? You know. Yes. Again, it comes back to the rule of don't be a dick, innit? So yeah, Dealer's Room. Now I'm going to talk about Toy-fu specifically because, this year we're going to have a panel on the Friday night, which I'll be gonna watch because Toy-fu are cool. And basically Toy-fu, for those of you who don't know, like coming for the first time, if you don't know, Toy-fu are a charity table. So basically what they do is they scour the entire universe for rare stuff, and they get some rare stuff. It's where I got my Black Zarek from, and my Star Saber. And actually, quite a lot of my purchases over the years have been from Toy-fu. So basically, what happens is they cover their costs, and then all the money that they raise, all the profit goes to charity, and it goes to Mary's Meals, and it's a brilliant charity. They make sure that third world countries kids get food. You know, they make sure they're fed basically. Like I said, come see the panel on Toy-fu. They explain that a little bit better. But yeah, so all the money that they raise goes to charity. So go buy something, anything you must buy from Toy-fu is what I say. It's not an official thing, but I say it to get people to Toy-fu basically. I mean, and if you've got things you want to donate or sell, you can do that at Toy-fu as well. You can take, if you've got a few things you just like to donate, take it to Toy-fu and they will make some profit. Like I say to everybody, go to Toy-fu, buy something, anything from 50 pence to £1,000. Any monetary value in between that, all goes to charity, so it's all good. And they have everything from fucking Diaclone and Microchange, like I said earlier, up to the current generation. And then what they do is on the tables is they spread it out, so you've got like your G1s, your Beast Wars, your G1s, G2s, Beast Wars, Beast Machines, Unicorn Trilogy, movie, so that they keep it in, group it into, generations, essentially. And so if you just want, Beast Wars stuff, there's a section of Beast Wars stuff. And what also they do is, when they sell something, they replace it with something else. So if you, say, go to the... So they have everything. And they replace things as the day goes on, as the weekend goes on. So the stall always looks, packed. And this year they have some absolute gems. Now, I'll link Thew's video, because I'll be here all night if I fucking list what they've got. I'll put Thew's video in the link and wherever they do it on here now. But go watch it. Oh my god, they've got some fucking pretty things. And I'm basically going, shut up, take my energon cubes. I mean, I've looked at the stuff I've got on there and I've blown half my budget already. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, they are good lads, and I think it's Matt on the stall has been making his own G1 mini-bots from mad colours. I need to get a couple of those as well. I will, and they've been making new action masters and stuff as well. So it's all unofficially, of course. But yeah, it's but yeah, go check Toy-fu out. Like I say, spend a fiver, spend a tenner, spend £100, spend £200. You know, just buy something from Toy-fu. You must buy from Toy-fu, and it all goes to Mary's Meals. So it's all good. But like I say, check out their panel on the Friday night. I'm not sure what time it is. I think it's 8 o'clock, I think. I'm not sure. Check when you get there, check the timetables. It'll all be on, you know, you get your program and everything's in there. All the information's in there for the convention. So, yes, we've talked about the deals room. We've talked about Toy-fu. What's next? Food. Yes, food. So, food. What I tend to do is take some food with me, because you can store it in your room, it's fine. Stuff that's going to give you a lot of energy boost, like things like chocolate and crisps and things like that. Stuff that you can nibble at, you know. You can grab apples, fruit, all that sort of stuff's good as well. You know, it gives you that bit of an energy boost, because, let's be honest, because when you have your breakfast in the morning, whichever hotel you're staying at, we did a podcast with Adam White, me and Knowlsy, a few weeks ago. I'll link that as well. And explaining all the different hotels, because you may be staying in not the main hotel, but this still applies to you as well. So, so basically, get up in the morning, go and get a big breakfast, and I'm talking a big fucking breakfast. You know, have cereal, have full English, have croissants, have whatever you want, but have a big breakfast, because you will be on all day. You'll be doing panels, you'll be talking to people, you'll be in the bar, you'll be in the dealer's room, and back into another panel, and back into the dealer's room again, back upstairs, and you know, and you going back to the room to put your stuff back and coming back, and it's, you know, so what I tend to do is take some snacks and put them in the room. And so when I've bought a few things, you know, you go back up to the room, put them in the room, and have a chill out. Have 10 minutes, 15 minutes chill out, and have a cool shower. Get onto that a bit and as well. Yeah, and it's just nice, because sometimes it's nice just to have a little break, you know? I mean, I love this thing, but even so, you can get even I get overwhelmed at times. And just sometimes it's nice to go, just chill out, 10, 15 minutes, half an hour up in the room. You can have a look what you've bought as well, and have a little play. And so yeah, there's that. And then while you're up there, you can, pot noodles are good. I like pot noodles. It's actually Sainsbury's have these really, really nice, and I forget the label because I've eaten them already. They have the 75p as well, and it's proper Chinese noodles, and they are fucking delicious. So you can have a nice warm snack. So you go up to the room, do your thing, and wait for your you know, thing to cool down, your noodles, and have some, you know, a warm snack basically. Because you get a kettle up there, you can make cups of tea. So why not make a pot noodle? You know, because they're good. So yeah, there's that, and then there's you know, like I say, snacks and stuff like that, you know, chocolate, crisps and things, stuff that can keep you, you know, just hungry, and, you know, keep you going. And because it's happened to me, you tend not to eat because your brain is, because you're on all the time, your brain is in on mode, and because you, like I said earlier, you're running from panel, to dealer's room, to bar, to upstairs and back down, and so you're constantly moving. And then about 5 o'clock, your stomach starts to go, you know, and then you go, fucking hell, I'm hungry. And then but you'll just think that, and then somebody will shout, oh, we're going for food, are you coming? You know, and then, you know, there you go. So, which brings me nicely onto that bit. So have snacks for the room. You know, whatever snacks you like. I mean, you don't have to take any you don't want to, if you don't want to. Because just over where the lake is, just around the lake there's a big building called Resort World. Yes, there is. And in Resort World, they have, it's a big shopping centre, but they also have food places. So they have like the Real Burger Co. They have yeah, so they have like TGI Fridays, Pizza Express, Las Iguanas, which is really nice. They have a Korean place, but I forget the name of it. There's a Japanese place, there's Five Guys, and in the centre there's a Subway. There's Subways are good. I'll get to that in a minute. And if you want, you can always nip into town. because I think it's actually closer to Solihull than it is Birmingham City Centre. But you can nip on the train back to New Street Station because there's a train station in the centre. If you're coming by train, you'll know. But you can nip back on the train. I think it's only like £5 return or something like that. So I mean, yeah, you can nip on the train, go to City Centre, and go and get food in there if you want. It's entirely up to you. You can do whatever you like. But I usually I don't really venture into town or anything like that. It's just due to the fact that I'm close to the convention, really. I'm close to everybody in the bar, But anyway, yeah. So there's that. So that's basically your food. Now your drink. Now a lot of us enjoy a pint or 28. Yeah. Now I'll be honest. The bar can get expensive, like really expensive. Now there are other methods, shall we say? If you like to get, let's have a couple of drinks, even if you don't, there's a coffee place right in the doorway there. I think it's a Costa. Is it a Costa or a Starbucks? It's a Costa. It's definitely a Costa, yeah. But if you want coffee, there's a coffee place there. Of course, upstairs they do teas and coffees and stuff. And it's always nice to have, like, cans of Coke or bottles of water. I'll get onto water in a minute as well. Yeah, I mean, there are ways. But the bar, like I say, it's going to be expensive. And if you do like a tipple or 17, there are other methods. I.e., you can store it up in your bedroom. There's nothing wrong with going upstairs, having a drink, coming back down. What I suggest, though, is don't be going up to the room, coming downstairs with a bag full of beers and cracking them open. Don't do that in the bar, right? If you want a beer, go upstairs and drink it, then come back down, because, yeah, it's not cool, really, honestly. Don't be doing that, But if you want to have a beer, you can have as many beers as you want upstairs, go and have a couple of beers, come back down, that's the way it is. So, yeah, don't be cracking beers open in the bar. Cans of Coke, fine, because they sell cans of Coke there, so it's not too bad. I mean, it's not illegal, is it? So, I mean, if you've got cans of Coke, by all means, nothing's stopping you. But no, like I said, there's the bar, and another reason why, I go upstairs for a drink is because the people queue at the bar, and it fills the bar with the queue. Because the hotel, I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the hotel. I stay there for convenience only, because the hotel, they don't put enough bar staff on, even though they know they've got, thousands of people coming, because it's not just us that are coming this year. There's a beer festival happening in the NEC, so there'll be people staying in all the surrounding hotels. There's I believe it's Jehovah's Witness convention going on as well. I mean, they don't go in the bar, but still there's a lot of people going to be around. So, yeah. And also, if you really want, you can order food at the bar as well and eat at the hotel. My advice is, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that, because there are better places to eat, shall we say. Like I say, in Resort World, they do everything from, there's a World bar there that do great hot dogs, like proper bratwurst German sausage. They're fucking amazing. So yeah, there's plenty of places to eat around. Like I say, you can go nip into town if you really want to as well. Like I said, New Street. If you get off at New Street, and if you walk up, I forget the road, but if you come out on New Street and immediately turn left, and at the junction turn right, there's a Spoons, and a bit further down there's like a all you can eat Chinese place as well. So and it's Birmingham, so there's plenty of curry houses around. We went to one. I think on the way in, was it a couple of years ago, and they did this. I forget the name of it. It's something like 528 or something. It had a weird name like that. But they did the most amazing tandoori prawns. They were fucking delicious. And enough poppadoms to sink a battleship, and the most amazing fucking naan bread I've ever had. Garlic naan bread was just fresh. So yeah, so there's plenty of places around, So yeah, so that comes to food. So what's next? Let's see now. Yeah, done that. Guests, right? So, guests. Now, nowadays they have a policy where they will sign a couple of things, and if you want anything extra signed, they'll probably charge you. And it all depends on the guest itself. TFNation also do a thing of where if you pay extra, you can get your photo taken with them and you get extra things signed. But I mean, 9 times out of 10, they'll sign 2 or 3 things for you, free of charge. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is don't go up to the fucking table with their entire IMDb page with everything they've ever done ever and stand there and want it all signed. Just don't be that guy. Take 1 or 2 things and, you know, and they'll be happy to sign it. And if you ask nicely for a photograph, they'll probably say yes for the most part. Because I mean, you don't want to be waiting in the queue, you know, because waiting in the queue's rubbish, you know, I'll admit. But, you know, if you, I mean, you stood talking to somebody for, you know, I mean, usually you're never more than half an hour at most, generally. But that's my experience. Your mileage may vary, you know. So yeah, it's, you know, play it by ear, basically. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with joining the queue again with a few more bits, you know. Because I've done that a couple of times. I was like, oh shit, I left something upstairs, gone upstairs, joined the queue again, you know. So, you know, there are ways around it. So, also about guests as well. If they're in the bar, having a few drinks, they're likely to talk, right? So, I mean, we've had hours of conversation. We must have spent when Venus Terzo was there a few years ago, we must have spent, I don't know, 9 hours stood outside talking to her. And she was just like one of these people would be happy to speak to you, you know, and, you know, she'd go in for a drink, come back out, and, you know, and then people would come, chat, go away, come, and then other people would come, and, you know, and it's great. And they, like I say, 9 times out of 10, they'll stand in the bar, and they will, you know, happily talk to you, you know, but don't, you know, I won't say crowd around them or anything, but, you know, there's nothing wrong saying hello and that. When you see them walking around the thingy, say hello, you know, if you want. But one bit of advice I will say to you though is, if you are, if you see them having food, you know, sat, you know, chilling out and stuff like that, you know, by all means say hello, but just don't, you know, don't be a dick. Basically, they're having some time off. Leave them be. Let them have the food. You know, don't go rushing around and stuff like that. It's because, you know, I mean, it's like when you're at work, because don't forget these people are working while they're there. You know, so imagine when you're at work and you're on your break, somebody calls you and you got to go do something on your break. You're fucking pissed off, aren't you? So yeah, just think of that when you see them in the you know, in the hotel or having breakfast or something like that. You know, so yeah, so you know, just common sense and lots of please and thank yous. Always say please and thank you. Just say sign this and then walk away. You know, don't be that guy. I've seen it happen at other conventions. People are rude, like, oh, can you sign this? And they sign it. And don't say thank you, don't say please, and then just fuck off. You know, and that's it. You know, it's not good. It's not good. Just, oh, thanks for coming. You know, I love you in this film, blah, 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 my favourite character. Don't ask them, like, in-depth questions of, so, in episode 25, and your character did X, Y, and Z, but that's out of character because in the next episode, he said he wouldn't do that sort of thing. You know, that's what the panels are for. If you've got a question, a burning question, wait till the panels and then, you know, put your hand up, you know, and ask the question there. I mean, there's nothing wrong with asking them a quick question like, oh, you worked with such and such, what was you like, you know, blah, blah. You know, they'll tell you a little story and stuff like that. But like I say, most questions like that, save for the dealer's room. Save for the panel room, sorry. So, yeah. So, you know, common sense, essentially. So, that's guests. What else have we got here? Packing. Yes, packing. Now, a thing that a lot of people don't really talk about is packing your suitcase before you go. Now, I take a big suitcase, but travel light, because you don't want to take your whole house with you, because if you're taking a lot of stuff with you, I mean, if you're cosplaying, that's fine. That's a separate thing as well. I don't cosplay, so I can only assume what it's like, okay? So you will have extra bags that say, the normal attendee wouldn't have, right? But what I'm saying is, like, don't bring a load of toys just to play with there. You're going to buy toys there, right? At the end of the day, that's the thing. Because you've got to take, don't forget, you've got to take all your purchases home. So if you've got your whole house in your fucking suitcase, and then you're packing toys on top of that, ain't going to fit, is it? Right? So try and travel light. I tend to take a couple of pairs of clothes, some fresh pants, some fresh socks, you know, my toiletries, I'll get onto that in a moment as well. Toiletries, stuff I'm getting signed, stuff I have for people. I've got a few bits and bobs for people, you know, so it's that sort of stuff. And I take my food in a bag for life, and I can use that bag for life to put toys in at the end of the weekend. So, you know, you're thinking ahead, because don't forget, what you take is what you bring home. So if you can bring home more than what you take, that's good. You know what I mean, with your purchases and stuff. Excuse me. Sorry, I had a coughing fit there, I do apologise. But yeah, so pack light is the advice. Pack as light as you can be, you know, sparing as you be. Because, like I said, when you're in the deals room, you're going to buy big things, box things, put them in the suitcase and that. I always manage, and now I stay till the Monday. I go Thursday, come back Monday, because that way I can maximise my time, not rushing around on a Friday, trying to get there before the panels start, all that sort of stuff. Plus I can sort my hotel room out, I get sorted, dump my stuff, and I'm on TFN mode. I'm there, I'm ready, you know, let's go. But what I tend to do is, on the Sunday night, before I leave the next morning, what I tend to do is, after everything's done and dusted, convention's over, everything's done, you know, because Sunday night's pretty chill, because a lot of people have already gone home, but there's a lot of people still there. So you're pretty chilled out, pretty relaxed. And then, just after everything's done, what I tend to do is, I tend to go and pack my suitcase, right? And then, because all I leave out is my shower gel, deodorant, and toothpaste and all that. And then, you know, keep out change clothes ready, so I can just get changed, you know, in the morning, get showered in the morning, get changed, and then pack everything in my suitcase. I'm ready to go home, yeah? Because the last thing you want is running around before you have to check out, and, you know, I mean, I still go around the room, make sure I've not left anything, but I tend to keep my stuff in a pile anyway. So, yeah, it's good advice, because that way you chilled out, there's no rushing around, you just go get go get a shower, go get your last breakfast, because, you know, hearty breakfast, and then you know, you pack your last little bits, your shower gels and that away, and then you go downstairs. And also, as well, about travelling, actually I'll get on to travelling in a moment, but yeah, pack light when you go, pack the night before you leave, because a lot of people leave Sunday. So best thing to do is pack everything up and have it ready, so that when it's your time to go, you can just, and if you're driving, you stick it in the car, can't you, ready? But yeah, so that's what I tend to do. I tend to just chill out, relax, you know, do it Sunday night, and then Monday morning, get up, do my bits, I'm ready to go, you know. So that brings me neatly on to travelling. What did I put here for travelling? Oh yeah. So travelling. So most people will be coming up in car, there'll be a few in train. Me, Nosy and Sam are coming up on the bus, because it's cheaper to go on bus from Hull than it is to get the train. That's why we do it. It's annoying, it's a piss take, it's fucking boring. So I tend to, when I'm travelling, I like to be waiting, like, I'd rather be there an hour early, waiting next to the bus, so that I'm not going to miss it. The last thing you want is to get there, and just see it fucking pull away. You know, how fucking pissed off would you be? You're now stuck in the middle of fucking Birmingham with no way home, you know? Or when you're leaving as well. So make sure you've got plenty of time, because if you're early, there's nothing stopping you going to get a coffee or a bacon sandwich, something like that. So while you're waiting, you know, in Hull station, for example, where we get the bus, there's a Greggs, there's a Couplands, there's a Subway, you know, there's a Costa Coffee. She's doing it again. Yeah, so you can like go get a bacon sandwich, go get your drinks, you know, what you're going to take, you know, a couple of bottles of water and stuff like that, or Coke, or whatever you want to drink on the bus. So yeah, so you know, so then you're waiting ready. If you're going in car, it really matter, does it? But always plan your route, plan ahead. You don't want to go the wrong way. I mean, most sat navs are pretty on point these days. They will direct you exactly where you need to go. So yeah, so just plan your journey ahead, plan what you're going to do, and entertainment on the bus is important while you're travelling. I mean, if you're driving, fine, have the radio on, fine. But if you're a passenger, depending on where you're travelling from, can be a long time. It's 4.5 hours on the fucking bus from Hull to Birmingham because it stops at Doncaster, Leicester, Nottingham, and a few other places. So yeah, it's going to take a while. So I'm bringing my laptop. You can use the free Wi-Fi. Fucking whack Netflix on, or talk to your friends, But sometimes, or you get your Spotify, put some music on, and yeah, I'll read some comics. You take a comic to read or something like that, But I mean, it all depends on, where you're coming from, how long the journey is, that sort of thing. And then it comes to the reverse, coming home, is a bollock because you're knackered. You've had a good time. All you want is your own bed, and you've got to wait. There's that fucking distance, from you leaving Birmingham to getting home. So there's always that distance. Again, entertainment. You've got your laptop or something like that with Netflix on it. Fucking brilliant. But yeah, it can be annoying. I'll be honest. But yeah, if you've got some entertainment, you're fine. But again, if you're leaving, by train or by coach or whatever, make sure that you are at your we get the bus station from Digbeth bus station, and what we tend to do is, what I insist upon actually, is making sure we're at least an hour. We get to the bus station an hour before the bus is due to leave, because that way there's a cafe. And it looks right over where the bus comes, and of course there's a screen above the thing as well. It tells you when all the arrivals and departures are, so you can just keep an eye on that. And then there's a cafe, you go get a sandwich, cup of tea, stuff like that, and then you wait for your bus, and then I'd rather do that than just get there. Like I said earlier, I'm seeing the bus fucking tear away, and oh man, I've never done it yet. I've never done it, and I don't want to do it ever. But just make sure you've planned ahead. You've got, everything you need. And because even though I don't tend to put anything in the wardrobes at TFN or anything like that, I always look in there just in case. So yeah. So just plan ahead. Okay. Stu, what's next? Yeah, packing. Oh yeah, bag for life. Yeah. Take a bag for life. You can always fold it up, put it in your suitcase, because you will need something to carry your stuff home. Bag for life, you can't go wrong. I've got one of them big game ones that's fucking massive, so you can get a load of shit in. Yeah, because that you can store your food in as well, and when you take it, and then when you've eaten all your food, put your purchases in. Perfect. And so yeah, what else? Yes, hygiene. Yes, here it is. Hygiene. Now, I have been to conventions in the past, both Auto Assembly and TFNation. I'm not going to mention any names, but other conventions as well, Star Trek conventions, Star Wars conventions, and just general ones. The smell of nerd is not pleasant, okay? Now, the reason I say it is partly jokey, but it's also kind of a good thing as well. Listen, now, here's what I mean. Because where you sleep, about 2 meters away behind the wall is a shower room, and it takes 2 minutes to have a shower, 5 minutes mostly, get in, shower, done, and it keeps you cool as well, because August is usually humid, isn't it? It can get very, very warm, and especially if you're in a room, like I said earlier, with 1,000 nerds, it can get very, very, very warm, and you sweat, and and your clothes are fucking feel like they're wet. So, excuse me. I got that out. So, yeah, so it's always good to go up to the room, have a cool shower, and just cool down. Don't get a cold shower, because you can go, if it's stupidly hot, like it has been known to get up to like 40 odd degrees, if you step in a cold shower, you can go into shock. Seriously, that could happen. So what I tend to do is you get in, and it's warm, and then you slowly turn the temperature down, and you get that burst of cold, cools you right down, cools you right fucking down. And, deodorant, shower gel, deodorant, I feel like $1 million when you get out. And plus, if you've got the air conditioning on, you know, you can, if you're on your own, you can walk around and get the air conditioning and, oh, it cools you right down. Also, because you're on your feet as well. I mean, man, this happened to me last year, is my ankles swelled up. Oh, my fucking word. And I put my feet in the bath, filled the bath up to my knees in cold water, and, oh, so fucking lovely. Yeah, just chilled out like that for a bit, and, oh, yeah, so be careful. Drink plenty of water. But like I say, hygiene, you don't want to be that prick that people are going, like when you walk past. You don't want that, you know, and it's just manners, really, at the end of the day. Just you know, get showers right near where you sleep, you know, in every hotel room, it's right near where you sleep, you know, and it takes 5 minutes. I mean, yeah, you might have to, if you've got a room full of people, because people do, you know, if you've got, you know, 2 or 3 people in your room, you know, wait, it doesn't matter. Have a cup of tea while everybody else is getting showered. I generally do that. I tend to leave everybody getting showered, and I'll sit there and have a cup of tea while I'm waiting, you know, and so I don't mind waiting, because I'd rather be in last than everybody's waiting for you see. So I'd wait for everybody to get ready, and then they all piss off downstairs, get a nice long, cool shower, you know, and then get myself ready and come back down, you know. Because I mean, generally, this is what I do. It's a personal choice. I mean, showering is, again, I guess it's a personal choice, but you don't want to be the guy that nobody speaks to because you fucking stink, right? And then you got to step back because it's overpowering, you know. Or do what one guy did, leave the room, and he smelled so fucking bad that you could smell him even when he left the room. That's how bad it was. That's why I mention it, right? Yeah, so, I mean, you don't want to be that guy, do you? And you don't want to be having a bad experience because nobody would speak to you all weekend because you stink, you know, and you just don't want it, do you? Yeah, so this is what I do. I get one in the morning after my breakfast because I like my breakfast first. I mean, it's usually because when I'm working, I usually get up, have food first, then get showered. Because that's just the way I do it. I go for food, then get showered. Then I usually have one about 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon because it just get hot and sweaty. And then one about tea time-ish. Well, sometimes after food even. But before like the night event happens, you know. Yeah, so about 6, 7 o'clock, something like that. Because like I say, it can get very warm in that building. Very, very warm. So it's nice to go and cool down, get, you know. So yeah, and then make sure you have your deodorant there. You whatever brand you use, just make sure you've got a full tin. This is what I do as well. Is on the Wednesday before we go, I usually go get all my stuff, like fresh shower gel, toothpaste, mouthwash, blah blah blah, whatever it is, brand new, up and when you're there, because I've done it in the past where I've grabbed one off the side in the bathroom and took it up. Didn't realise, because I'm already in Birmingham in my head, you know. So I didn't realise, get there, and only to realise it's empty. So then you've got to get changed, you know, go fucking around Birmingham city centre, trying to find a fucking place that's selling deodorant, you know, at 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning isn't easy, you know. So yeah, so it's best to have a fresh one. I mean, when you get back, use it, it's fine, doesn't matter. But yeah, it's always nice to have a fresh one, brand new open there and stuff. And then I'll get my food and stuff like that, and then I pack my suitcase, and then I'm ready, chilled. It's ready to. So first thing in the morning, all I've got to do is pick my stuff up, and I'm out the fucking door. You know, after a shower, of course. But yeah, I've just thought of it actually. I didn't mention it earlier, but if you're traveling something comfortable, like tracksuit bottoms, or you know, whatever you find comfortable, I wouldn't travel in jeans, quite honestly, because they're not very comfortable. You know, I have done it in the past, and it ain't fun. You know, and if you're traveling on bus as well, you know, get up, walk around. You know, so yeah, you need to do that. So if it stops like services, for example, or if you're driving as well, just take a break, you know, go get a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, you know, especially if you're travelling far. If you're only travelling like an hour down the road, it doesn't really matter, but if you're travelling from, you know, far and far away, it's good to get up, walk around, get some circulation back, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, I've been waffling on for nearly an hour, so thank you for watching. I can't wait to see you all, you glorious sexual bastards, in 2 weeks. I just can't wait. I'm so fucking excited. Well, 15 days, but you know, it's 2 weeks. You know, I can't wait. Honestly, can't wait. I love TFNation so fucking much. And I just can't wait to see you beautiful people there. I really can't. It's going to be good fun, good life. And yeah, so yeah. I hope you enjoyed this information video. I must do one like you know, like the 50s, you know, 50s public information films. You know, like, you know, well, jolly good. You know, here he is going to conventions is very you know, that sort of thing. You know, yeah. So that's, I must do one year. I will do one year. You know, but yeah. So yeah, if you are new and you are watching this video for the first time, put in the description that you're new, and you know, and also as well, after the event, if anything I said that you took to heart and really, you know, and it worked for you, let me know. I'd like to know, you know, a bit of feedback, you know, to make these things better. Because I mean, you know me, I don't really plan these sort of things. I just quick note here and there, and I'm done. I don't write a script or anything like that. But yeah, so I hope all this information works for you. So that is me. That is this video. Like I said, again, apologising for no review this week. I've just not had time at all to do one. I mean, I could do one now, but I've done this instead. So yeah, so I will catch you all very soon. If you are new here, please hit subscribe and hit that like button. And hit that notification bell to tell you when I've got some new videos out, which should be every Thursday and Saturday, apart from this week, because, you know, I've just been busy. And any video that I do, you'll get a notification of. And if you're in a position to help out the channel, please check out my Patreon. The description will be in, the link will be in the description. And if you can afford to drop me a couple of bucks, keeps the lights on here, it shares through us, and you'll get my eternal gratitude. I've also got some cool rewards over there as well. And if you you know, check out my other social medias, they'll all be in the description. And if you're watching this, you are TFNation.
Unleashing the power, tearing through the night. Transformers in my hands, ready for the fight. With every single figure, I gear up to transform. Soundwave SG-1, bringing thunder in the storm.